been such an exercise in dealing with what life gives you.
It's been kind of tumultuous.
And pivot but up to tonight, and I don't know. We heard this story tonight. I mean, maybe some of you know that their venue canceled. They booked this without even seeing it, and how gorgeous it is. But no, and then there was a difficulty with perhaps maybe the caterer didn't have enough people to come tonight, and calling this morning and saying we don't know if this is going to work, and it did work, and we are so grateful. I just feel like if you're going to set up a great life together, you've got a great track record of just dealing with what life gives you and making the most of it. And we are so grateful. You're in our family. We love you. Okay. So he was going to tell a mountain bike story.
No, it's a short one. It's a short one. And I think it might have had something to do because writing down a certain thing, this kind of tree root thing came out and just conked him on the head. And I was a little bit ahead of the group, and I went, wait a minute, he was right behind me. And so I read back, and he's sitting there with his dad on the center. So I think that jostled him enough to find a great name. I'll take credit for that. No, I'm not the other side.
As you know, Papa is unable to travel, so he can't be with you tonight. But he asked me to congratulate you both on this special weekend as you begin your life's journey together as husband and wife. And he asked me also to bring you and Tim a brief message. So I'll try to do this. He asked me to remind Andrea how much she means to him, that he often recalls the wonderful memories he has of his times, how much fun he had with her when he would play his Dean Martin tapes in the car, and she would sing along with him and knew every word of every Dean Martin song, and that thrilled him to no end. And he also was very proud of her when she asked him to be her caddy at the club event, and that was just thrilling to him. He was very proud. And last but not least, he remembers when you were just 2 years old, and he had you in his arms, and you turned around, hugged him around his neck, and you said to him, "Papa, you are my best friend." It melted his heart, and you have been in his forever since then. And to Tim, he says he has a few words for you. He says he knows he can count on you to love her with all your heart, to keep her first in your life, and do your best to make her happy. And one last thing, Tim, he says, since he can't be here, will you do this for him? Will you give her the biggest hug and kiss that you can from him? And then to tell you both he loves you with all his heart. Have a happy life together.
I might Hi, whoa, that's a little close. I'm Emily. I'm a friend of Andrea's from college. And one of the things that I love most about Dre is that she is just full of life, bursting with it. And anybody who knows her can attest to that. And so, as I was thinking about this, one of the things that came to mind is something that I learned about recently called a dialectical. And a dialectical is the notion that two opposing ideas can both be true at the same time. It allows for a balance between acceptance and change, both of which are necessary for establishing a fulfilling life. And I think Andrea perfectly embodies this concept. Two seemingly competing things in so many different ways. For example, I met Andrea at Vanderbilt, and Andrea studied chemical engineering in college. And I one time asked her why she chose chemie, and she said because at the time it was the hardest major at Vanderbilt. And at the same time, as many of y'all know, Andrea has a love and talent for yoga, and very earnestly pursues spiritual growth. She one time, I won't say dragged us, she invited us to a cacao, a chocolate ceremony to tap into the different layers of our chakras. On paper, these are two competing things. She's grounded, yet she's open-minded, always curious. She's leading the charge on a great time, but she's pulling you out of bed at 5 a.m. to go to a workout class, which she's done for many of us here. She's hands down one of the smartest people I know, yet she never makes you feel that way. She's extremely detail-oriented, always ready with a plan, yet always ready to drop it and change course if needed, this wedding being Exhibit A. And so, with this dialectical concept, you might think that two competing or opposing things might neutralize or cancel each other out. But in reality, what they do and why it's so necessary for a fulfilling life is that it gives you this range, the breadth of whatever that experience is. And so you end up with this huge area of life that's covered. And Dre brings all of that to her life, to her relationships. You get both. And it's one of the greatest gifts as her friend. And so over the years, I wondered a number of times, who will Andrea end up with? Who can keep up with this girl? And I met Tim and got to know Tim, and it all made sense because he is the same in this way. He's this big picture thinker, but he's always present. He's a homebody, but he's constantly seeking the next adventure. Spending time with Tim and Dre is such a gift. And I'm sure we all can appreciate and attest to that. You feel like they're just the fullest expressions of themselves, and when you're with them, like that, whatever experience you're having, that moment feels really special because they bring all that they have to it. And so, Tim, I couldn't have chosen a better partner for my friend. If I had a drink, I would cheers to you. Here's to living the fullest life together. To Tim and Dre.
RJ, maybe a little interlude tunes.
Yeah. Finish up tacos if people need that.
Oh yeah, does anybody want more food?
5-minute break.
5-minute break, tunes, just
Relax,
chill out for a
refill.
sec.
Thank you,
Use the
everybody.
bathrooms.